Hello, welcome to Ephemeraphiles by Tommy and my first Tag Tuesday. I am doing this in conjunction with two other channels. There may be more, but I know about these two. It's Turquoise Dreaming and Creating by Jovi. And we're simply making a tag on a Tuesday and sharing it with you. And today's tag I want to call a Winston tag. There is a quote by Winston Churchill when he's talking about Russia, and he says that he can't tell you about the action of Russia, what the action of Russia will be. It is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. And the reason I call this tag that is because it is a tag within a tag within a tag, and actually it goes the other way around. It's a tag within a tag. Let me get that lace tucked in there. Within a tag. And so this is going to be my Tag Tuesday. I don't know what made me think of this. I saw that quote and I'm like, tags. I don't know how my brain works. It's really, really strange. So the tag that I'm going to show you the making of is not this tag. This is my prototype. So the next one will look very different. And I start with a piece of 12 by 12 paper. Now on this one, whoops, I actually used scraps of different papers. And this one, I am going to just use the same paper to show you how to make the tag. You will need to cut the first piece, the largest piece, at 7 inches by 6 inches. And if it has a direction, you want to make sure that the longer way is the right direction up and down. This has words on it. Let's see if I can figure out which way the words go. They're not real words, but you can tell that they're letters. Okay, it goes this way. So I need this way to be my 7 inches. And I have to cut off the branding label first. So we'll get that taken care of. Now let's go back and cut the 7. Don't get rid of this because you'll cut your other pieces out of it. And then 6 this way. Let's see, and that is 7. Did I do that right? Yes. I always double check because I never know when I'm going to mess up. And then, whoops, I don't want to put that away yet. I need 2 pieces that are 4.5 by 2.5. And again, this will be directional. So you will want this to be 2.5. And again, 2.5. By 4.5. Now I am going to suggest, you don't have to do it this way, but I'm going to suggest that instead of 4.5, you make it 4 3/4 for one of your pieces. And I'll explain why in just a second. And I think that I cut that. Yes, I did. Okay. Whoops. So I guess I should have said 1 at 4.5 by 2.5 and 1 at 4 3/4 by 2.5. I will have the correct dimensions all in the description box below. And then I need one piece that is 3 by 2. And that one just happens to be 3. Or 2, I mean. And then 3. All right, now I'm going to move all these other pieces that I have cut off out of the way so I don't get them mixed up and use the wrong size piece. I can put this away. Now I need to get my scoreboard out, which is right here. And I like the scoreboard, but that knife is hard to pop out with your fingers, so I always have to use something to pry it out. Now, you're going to take your 7 by 6 inch piece, make sure it's upright, and you are going to score at 2 and at 5. And that is all the scoring that you need to do for this. You can do that also with a ruler. And any kind of a blunt-ended piece. Now, our next step is going to be simply folding in on those scored lines. And I have misplaced my white bone folder that I really, really like. So I am simply using my nails, the back side of my nail. I think I could have scored that one just a little deeper. I think I was afraid of tearing the paper because this is one of my older papers and I just didn't want to tear it. So there we go. And so now you have a 3 by 6 inch piece. And here you want to make sure once again that you have it upright. And I like to use, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. I like to use my punch board to make a thumb notch in the bottom. And I know that this is 3, so I want to go at 1.5. And I do that, and I have a really nice thumb notch right there without much effort at all. And up here, I don't have a tag punch that will hold a 3-inch spot, so I tend to make my own top tag. How do I call that? I don't know. Creating a tag corner, and I do it this way. I will get a punch, a fancy punch, and I will just simply do this. Because you have only done it at the top, and then you will be punching a hole with your hole punch, it becomes a tag. And I save these little dots that punched out with my hole punch because I will use them to decorate other parts of the tag. So for this part, I'm going to get my glue. And when I have parts that fold over this way, first I want to make sure which one I want to be on top. And I think I want that one to be on top. I glue on the outer edges of each of them. Then I don't have to guess on either side where it comes out. But on this one, you will also want to glue across here so that the top of your tag holds together. And do that on both sides. Whoops, nope. Do that. This one, you'll go ahead and put the glue on the inside. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. Yes, I'm going to put the glue here and around the hole. And then I'm going to close that one and then put my line of glue here. And that will take care of that. And on this one, I will come around the thumb hole. And when I close that, I won't have any excess glue on either side of this that's going to interfere with this opening here. So there is the outer tag. Now we're going to go to the second tag. And for this, you're going to need the two pieces, one that is 4.5 and one that is 4 3/4. And you're going to go ahead and punch whichever part you want to be the top This time I do have a hole punch that works, or not a hole punch, excuse me. And I punch them at the same time just so that I make sure that it is all the same. And again, I will set that to the side and I will save these little holes if I can get a hold of them. There we go. Now, the reason you cut one of them 1/4 inch longer is because you are actually going to cut that 1/4 inch off, or a little bit more. I like to go just a little bit further than a 1/4 inch, and I'll show you why. Right there is a 1/2 inch that I'm going to cut off. And I just don't think, you know, when I think about, excuse me, a 1/2 inch, it always seems like I overestimate how much a 1/2 inch is. Don't throw this away, you need it. And once again, I'm going to get my envelope punch out. And the shorter tag that I just cut this off of, cut off this part. There we go. Get some grammar, Tommy. I know that this is 2.5 inches, so it's going to be 1 1/4 on the center. So I go ahead and punch that. And I'm going to take this tag, which is the whole length, and I'm going to, let's see, realign this to make sure it's the right direction, and I'm going to glue this down, completely down onto this tag. I think because it's such a small piece of paper that I just don't want any lumps or bumps, which could happen. Now, we will take and glue just around the edges here and up around the hole up there, the tag hole. We're going to carefully align those. We already know that they are cut exactly the same because we punched them at exactly the same time. And we will set this aside to let the glue dry. Now for this, I just want to, on this tag, I have a pull that I just made out of some lace. And I'm going to do a little decoration on the back. I have some washi tape that I'm going to put across the back. And I think I'm going to wrap that around. Thought I had all my tools together and I didn't, so I had to keep walking away to get them. I apologize for that. All right, so I wanted to decorate that part. I am still going to take my scissors because I didn't have the razor blade exactly on the edge there, and it's a little sticky. And at the top, I want to take some of my lace that I have chosen for my pull tab here. I got my tiny attacher, and so I'm going to cut just a short little piece off because it doesn't have to be very long. Once I get that where I want it to be, and I'm just going to put a couple of staples through there. It's a little off to the side, but that's okay. Now, the next step, oh, I wanted to put some of those dots on there, so I'm going to put, let's see, do I want to put the washi on next, or do I want to put the dots on? I think I'll go ahead and put some of the washi on. I have this other washi that goes really well with that green. And I'm just going to wrap it around the top to cover up the staples. I know the staples are supposed to be cute, but I don't I don't know. On this application, I don't think they're so cute, although they do a really good job of holding the lace on. So we'll just do this. We'll come around with this end. Make sure I've got it straight. And then come on around and overlap that. Maybe. You know, I wonder if I need to look into some background music. Not the music that's available on my app that I do for video editing, because I kind of find it annoying. There we go. I'll do that. But just some music that's, what's the word? Innocuous. It's not going to be in your face. And I'm going to take 3 of those little dots from all the holes that I punched and just place them right there, just to give it a little bit of interest on the back. I need to keep this one really flat because it is the innermost of the tags. And if you wanted, I know I used the Tim Holtz quotes stickers a lot, and I may go see if I can find one that I like to go on there, but I'm not going to do that right now. Right now, let's go ahead with the card. All right, so there are the cards, very similar. Next, we need to finish assembling this tag. And I discovered when I was putting this tag together that I wanted to do it differently, and I have already glued this together, and I didn't intend to. So I don't know if I can get it back apart without destroying it. Probably not. So I'll just make this one the same way. So I take my, where'd it go? Here it is. I take my ribbon and I'm going to make this little pull tab that's going to hang out of the bottom. And it doesn't have to be long because I'm just going to fold it in half. Or not fold it in, yes, fold it in half through here. This is where these tweezers really come in handy, is to pull that through the hole. Just pull it through the hole. Very simple. And then I take a brad, and I've chosen this brad, and put it through the hole that I've just put the lace through. And then I open up the brad. Just like that. And now, I don't like that. I want that to be covered up. So I am going to take this washi, if I can get it started. Whoops, I missed the beginning. And cover up that part of the brad. And I'm just going to, whoops, sorry, trim this off. All right, and what I did on this one was, after I added the washi tape, I found a sticker and put it over the washi tape and the lace to help keep it in place. So let's see if I have one here. I do. I'm glad this was handy. I didn't intend to have to use it, but there you go. And so I am going to just stick this up here. Actually, I think I'm going to add a little glue. It's sticking to the lace really well, but there's so much bulk under the rest of it that I'd like to have this glued. And that helps to take away from the visual of the brad legs. I think that they're called legs. I don't think they're called arms. I think they're called legs. And so there is that tag. There's the front, and here's the back. And this slides in here. And the reason that we did the cutting this off and then putting it behind is to help that slide in like it should. I put just a little too much glue in there, and so it's a really snug fit. All right, so there's that. Now, we want to decorate this before we put this in here so that it's nice and flat. And the way that I did this one, I'm not going to put a tag on it. I don't have anything right now that would make a good tag to go on there. The way that I did this, I just wrapped 2 different washies, and I left space between so you could see the background. I just wrapped them completely around, and then I added a cardstock sticker. So I have 3 washies here. I have used all 3 of them so far, and I think I'll use all 3 of them to do the wraparound. So I'm going to start on the back. I know I want the red one in the middle, or pink, whichever way you think it looks. And so I'm going to try to get it straight. So I put it on my board here, put my tag on my board, get it aligned with the lines at the bottom, and then I can align with these lines going across, and hopefully, let's turn that over, because I want to be able to wrap it around the back, and I'm going to be coming out to the sides. Trying not to get my head in the camera. That is pretty close. If it's not perfect, that's fine. There we go. And we're going to do the same with the other 2. All right, so I have all of my washi tape on there, and I'm going to see, I don't know if I do, I'm not going to count on it, but I'm going to see if I have a sticker here, cardstock sticker handy. I like this butterfly, and I'm just going to place it right there. And then I'm going to take my ribbon, and actually I think I'm going to pull in some of this same pink that I used on the original one, because it goes really well with that as well. Let's see, I'll just cut a snip off. And with the other one, I simply tied, let's see, what's it called? An overhand knot. Which it would help if I wasn't trying to go through the middle. I kind of like the way that that looks. I don't know, I guess because it goes out to the sides instead of just straight up. When I've already got something that's going straight down from there, I wanted a little bit of interest. And I do like these to be long. You can trim them afterwards if you don't like the length, but I like for them to be long when I'm beginning. I know I'm flipping and flopping all over the place and not being on screen the whole time, but my stuff isn't cooperating this morning. So there we go, there's that. And then this and this. We've got the tag within a tag. And you can go back and decorate these however much you want within a tag. And this slides right up in there. And you can seat the brad right up in that little notch there. So this one isn't as, I don't know, I think it's just as fancy. The only thing different is I don't have that card on it. But I can always come back and add something else. So here's my tag within a tag within a tag. Get up in there. I just told everybody how you worked, and now you're not going to work. Here we go. So there we go. There is my Tag Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you give it a try. If you do, let me know in the comments. And if you want to go to my Facebook group, it is listed below, and you can post pictures of your tag in a tag in a tag. Your Winston tag or your Churchill tag. I don't even remember what I said at the beginning. Thank you for joining me today, and as always, be kind. Bye.